Okay, YouTubers and subscribers, I'm back. I want to talk about an update. I took Jim down Monday and Tuesday to Pittsburgh, which is a 60-mile drive one way. He went in, they took the catheter out, but what they did was give him portable catheters, okay? So it sounds kind of weird until he gets in to see a urologist. But this frees him of being catheterized 24/7. And also, in case of emergency, if he cannot urinate, he does still have his catheter here. I've learned how to catheterize him. So at first it creeped me out, but you know, hey, if I can put IVs in, I can do anything, right? But anyway, one interesting fact: we're getting hit with snow again. We're going to be bombarded and hit with snow again. I predicted a bad winter, and it's coming true, okay? I picked up 2 books down at the canteen at the hospital, and one is called Satan and His Kingdom, okay? And it's by Dennis McCallum. I haven't started reading it because I started reading the other book. I figure when he goes into surgery, I can start reading and taking notes and stuff like that. But what the Bible says and how it matters to you. I got carried the other book on spiritual warfare, which is a very good book. It's just that I haven't been with it. I should know everything that's in there, but being that things have been topsy-turvy in my place, I just cannot comprehend right now everything I'm reading. So I went out and I bought myself a little Bible with a Snapple on it so I can compare notes, which I do. I connect the dots. Okay. But when I start reading this one, of course, as you know, I got another book I started because I read, but lately I haven't been able to do it. But I'm anxious to get into this book here. But anyway, I met some very interesting people down there. Of course, the Veterans is my thing. The nurses have been wonderful to Jim down there. I can't say too much about the doctors and their attitudes. I've flown off the handle a few times about it. And some of the people sitting behind computers. But the thing of it is I talk to everybody, and I enjoy talking to these old vets, and I've learned so much from them, you know. And of course, I get hit up with smokes, which I don't care. Jim says, you know, he was in the Navy, he knows how they are, but I can't deny a veteran of smoke because I know what it's like to be in the hospital without cigarettes, okay? And being at the end of the month, you know, I got hit up pretty good Monday and Tuesday actually. But there was this old veteran that he looked like maybe he was in the Korean War, and he was getting on the elevator, and I left him in before, you know, I walked on the elevator, and I said, I'm nice to veterans, you know. And he had this big grin on his face, and there was a tech there, or a nurse or something, and she says, you like animals too, don't you? And I started laughing. I says, yeah. And then the old man said, how many pets you have? He says, I have 2 cats. I said, I have 3 dogs. And he had this grin on his face. And I patted him on the shoulder. I said, good job. You know, I've talked to a lot of Vietnam vets. A lot of them, you know, as I'm passing them in the hallway, I can pick up their energy, and a lot of them are so unhappy. And I only wish that I could have the time to talk to them, but being busy, you know, with Jim and everything, I don't have time to stop and talk to everybody, okay? But I've had some interesting conversations with them out, you know, taking smoke breaks and stuff. And it seems like when I'm down there, I'm seeing the same people down there for appointments too. And one interesting thing that came up was when we were up at the urologist, we were sitting in the waiting room. There was a guy there doing magic tricks. He was a veteran, and so that kind of killed the monotony of sitting around waiting. Because, like Jim said, hurry up and wait, you know. But there was this one guy, and he was up there, and he happened to sit beside us, and we were waiting to get Jim's medication and stuff Tuesday. And we were talking. Well, he was on subs, and he got to talking about the Scorpion, the first nuclear sub that the Americans made. And that piqued Jim's interest, and Jim, you know, was talking to him about him. He said, it was my ship that went out to find her, you know. And they just, like, connected. And I think it was good for Jim because he got to have something in common with someone. So I think this whole ordeal is in a positive form instead of more of a negative form. It's just that when it comes to my husband and my kids, you know, I kind of get kind of testy. And of course, with my temperament, you know, I know more about what's going on with Jim than he does himself, basically. And I have been told by a student doctor, you know, not to say nothing, which I didn't say. Okay, and then he looks at me, and I says, there's my husband, you talk to him. And I told him, you know, I said to Jim, I said, what about the rash you come up with? And Jim says, oh, I totally forgot about that. Okay, and I told the boy, I said, listen, I'm a mother. I said, you never tell the spouse not to speak, because the spouse knows more about what's going on than what you think. You know, so he learned his lesson. And I told him, I said, I'm a mom. I know how to teach lessons. You know, so it's been a very eventful but very tiring and mental thing. But Jim so far he's stable, and I'm letting him rest and everything. It's just after this video I got to start in on my house, get some clothes washed up, and get this place straightened up, because as I said in my prior video, they love chaos. Okay, and as many times as I've cleaned this place out, you know, I don't want to drag anything in. Okay. And that's another thing you got to watch too, is being around so many unhappy people. You know, as I have, you got to be very, very careful that you don't drag anything in. You know, and I was surprised to see these books in the store. And I bought Carrie the one, and I bought myself one of spiritual warfare, and which is really good. So, but I'm getting all prepared for his surgery and everything mentally, and to make sure I'm occupied. Okay. Oh yeah, I lost Jim in that big hospital down there. I had to get on the intercom, I had to talk to security, get on the intercom and call him. He was up talking to the anesthesiologist so he can get ready for surgery on the 10th. So it's been a real eventful. It's not bad. It's just a lot of mental, because of the news that you're going to get, you know, about your husband, you know, and I kept, you know, assuring him, because he was really worked up in the hospital, and he was scared because they were talking liver cancer, you know, and then he was going to go down for surgery, and then they changed their mind. They changed their mind all that week, and then Gladys got sick on me, and I had to rush her into the hospital, and I was in Pittsburgh at that time. So I've had my hands full, but that's the update. So I'm kind of like trying to mellow out here, and the videos calm me down. So, but after this, I'm definitely going to have to get in on my, you know, on my house and get it straightened out. And if I have time, which I think I will tomorrow, I think I'll make another video on the paranormal. I haven't started on my book yet, haven't had time to, okay. But I am going to stay with that title, you know, Paranormal Journeys. I haven't forgot about that. We have an exorcism, or did have an exorcism come up, and the guy's afraid to talk to me. He had told Jackie, you know, that he's already possessed. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. We're trying to get a plan started to maybe accidentally have me there, and so I can meet this guy and talk to him. And I'll let you know what the outcome is. Alright, this is Try 76 signing off. I'm Gretchen. Alright, bye-bye.